hired daughter. I'm not really sure. So people are not raters with this. They just would have been respondents because they're not raters here, but that's okay. As long as this was doing it on actual questions, not saying whether it works or not. So I'm not sure. And you can follow the steps in the SPSS podcast, obviously, of how to do this or in JASP. And I don't know which would be I don't know if you have any reverse coded items here or reverse coded. So we could do a reliability analysis on the items you have, and that would bring over everything. Control A, except timestamp, which we don't want, right? And this would be a tote Cronbachs. Tote scale. So tote scale Cronbachs. I'm just naming. You name what you want. I just know what I normally name things. Something I can know what we're doing. And you always want the descriptors for the item, the scale, and the scale if it's deleted. That's the most important. You can get some correlations. You can get this if you want. Continue and hit OK. Okay, so that's a good old Cronbachs, 0.867. Wow, that's fantastic. I mean, 25 items, it's going to be up. Let's see if any of these are weak items, meaning if we deleted it, would the scale go up higher? Or if we took it out, would it drop? Okay, so it looks like they're all about the same. This is the column I'm reading. Still about 867, give or take. No really strong or really weak item, and that's good. And then you would go to Analyze. Dimension reduction factor, and we have some negative correlations, but so you would bring them all over, but throw out timestamp. Yep, she can't come. Bring them all over. Okay, bring them up. And descriptives, you can get those again. Get your KMO and Bartlett's test of sphericity. Extraction, you're going to get a scrape plot. Yep, correlation matrix. Rotation, leave it as a Varimax now. Get your loading plots. Options, you're going to suppress coefficients smaller than a 0.40. So it's not very messy to read. Hit continue. And I don't think you labeled yours question 1, 2, 3, so they're going to be kind of messy when you reread them. But let's hit OK. You can relabel your questions so you can read your output a little better. Okay, so it's telling us you have a 7-factor model, maybe 5, maybe 6. This is how much variance is explained by the model. We're up to only 90 here, but sometimes people hold at about the 6 here. It's not giving you that much above. Even starting here, there's not that much above after a 5-factor model. See, the total variance explained doesn't jump so high. So you're going to make choices, right, as the expert in this area. Got some cross-loading here. The negatives don't count. So this item you have to be careful. This one too. They're carrying this one too. This one too. They're picking this one too. You have a fair amount of cross-loading items, meaning they're picking up more than one construct. And go back and look at those. Do you really want them there? This is extremely a cross-loader. I mean, they're nearly the same number. The negatives don't count, so that's not a cross-loader. The last one. Let's look at your picture. See, it's hard to make the words make sense, right? Apartment stairs, assistance outside of the home, but it might be easier for you if you name them Q1, Q2, Q3, because it'd be easier to read this piece here. Okay, so if you'd rename these up through Q29, right, is what you have, 29, or Q, I forget how many you have. Okay, wow, 25 questions, okay. And I'm going to use it with that to do your rotated. So let's factor, we're going to do a rotated solution. We're going to let these actually correlate with each other. So suppressing below a 0.4, continue. Yep, okay, okay. Let's see what it looks like here. Oh, so yours are not correlated. How interesting, it failed to converge. Very interesting. So I'm going to have to do yours without correlation because some of these are not that correlated. Your subscales. Let's see. Okay, not that. Hold on. That's very interesting. You didn't converge. Okay, so let's do Varimax. Continue. And okay. Now let's see what it looks like that we can read the questions. Again, you're going to have to go through the tool. You have a lot of cross-loading and some negative loads in here too. You just want to see like what's going on with the tool itself. Are the questions you thought would be together hanging together? You know, do they make sense to you that they're near each other in space? You know, does that make sense or not? So question 2, 25, and 20 are all near each other. 8 and 9 are near each other. 11's out here kind of by himself. So this is where you actually look at your output and decide, you know, where you have to put everything. Okay. I don't see a visual analog score for you here, a VAS, so I don't know which question is supposed to be your VAS. If one is, you're going to pull it out of this. It doesn't go into the EFA, it just goes into the correlation between your total score and your VAS. And I don't see a total score computed here, so you're going to have to compute a total score as well, which is where you just go to transform, compute, and then it's Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4. You add them up, everything except the VAS if there's a visual analog scale, and of course not the timestamp. And you name it here, call it a total score up in target variable, click OK, and you'll have a total score that you can then correlate with your visual analog scale. So lots for you to look at and interpret your output. And I don't know if any of these were reverse coded, but you would know and you'll be able to tell me. Okay, so that's yours.